Agriculture parasites. 1. Parasites. This is an organism that derives benefit from another host while inflicting pain on it. Types of parasites. 1. Obligate parasites. These live their entire life as parasites and cannot survive without a host, e.g., the tape worms. 2. Facultative parasite. These can live freely in the absence of a host and as a parasite in presence of the host, i.e. fleas. 3. Endoparasites. They live in the bodies of the host and get their nourishment from their e.g. liver flukes, tapeworms, roundworms, gapeworms, etc. 4. Ectoparasite/external. These live on the outer surface of the host and derive their nourishment from their e.g. ticks, pig, lice, mites. 5. Ectoendoparasites. These live in the outer skin surface of the host, e.g. jiggers and mange in pigs. Economic importance of parasites. 1. They increase cost of production since money must be spent in trying to control parasites. 2. They make keeping of highly susceptible exotic stock very difficult, e.g. ticks. 3. Some parasites are vectors of important diseases like East Coast fever, agona, red water, etc. 4. Some may suck a lot of blood from the animal leading to anemia. 5. They can cause retarded growth in the host after extracting a lot of nutrients. 6. They reduce the quality of animals' products like meat, hides, and skins. 7. They can cause loss of weight/emaciation/loss of condition in the animals. 8. Some can cause open wounds to the host which may give way to other pathogens. 9. They can cause irritation to the animal leading to low production. 1. Ticks. ADA. Classification of ticks. Kingdom Animalia. Phylum Arthropodozoidid appendages. Class Arachnid. 4 pairs of legs. The body is divided into 2. Order Acarina. Superfamily Oxidoidae. Subfamilies 1. Oxididae hard ticks. Agriculture parasites. 2. C. Brown ear tick Rhipisphus appendiculatus. D. Red-legged tick Rhidocephalus everettsi. General life cycle of ticks. 1. After mating, the female sucks blood to full engorgement. 2. It later detaches off from the host and finds a suitable protected environment on the ground where it lays the eggs. 3. Depending on temperature and humidity, the eggs would hatch into larvae at least after 2 weeks. 4. The larva climbs on top of grass to try and find a host. 5. After finding a host, the larva feeds for 3 minutes 4 weeks, then molts into a nymph. 6. The nymph feeds for 4 minutes 6 days before molting into an adult. NB. The hard ticks are classified into 3 distinct types according to their life cycle, i.e. 1. Host tick, 2 host tick, and 3 host tick. 1 host tick. This type of tick utilizes 1 host for all the 3 instars, i.e. larva, nymph, and adult. Life cycle. The larva feeds on a host until it molts into a nymph. The nymph feeds on the same host until it molts into an adult. The adults mate and take in blood up to full engorgement, then drops off to the ground to lay eggs. After 2 weeks, the eggs hatch into larvae and climb grass to wait for the host. This is the shortest life cycle, covering up to 3 weeks. An example of such is the blue tick, which transmits protozoa that causes anaplasmosis gall sickness. 2. Host tick. In this life cycle, the larva feeds on a different host while the nymph and adult feed on the same host, or the larva and nymph feed on the same host while the adult on another. Larva climbs to the host, feeds on blood, and after engorgement drops down to molt into a nymph. 18.9. The nymph feeds on the same host until it molts into an adult while still there, e.g. red-legged tick that transmits red water babesiosis. 3. Host tick. In this life cycle, each instar feeds on a different host and all the immature instars, i.e. larva and nymph, molt on the ground. It's the longest life cycle, taking a minimum of 3 months. The larva climbs on the first host where they feed on blood up to full engorgement. And agriculture parasites. 3. Anaplasma marginale anaplasmosis. 2. Blue tick Anaplasma marginale anaplasmosis. 3. Bond tick Rickettsia ruminatum hot water. Delirium mutant East Coast fever. 4. Red-legged tick. Babesia or red water control of ticks. 1. Dipping and spraying animals with a caricide, e.g. Dicotic spawn extra and coaprothene. Order of spraying: back, brisket, belly, rear and head. 2. Hand dressing of the animals using pie grease, yellowish jelly on the most important parts like udder, ear, vulva, underneath the tail, in between the hooves, and around the horns. 3. Practicing rotational grazing in order to avoid areas infected with ticks. 4. Raising a perimeter fence around the farm to reduce entry of ticks into the farm. 5. All pastures in the farm should be burnt during the dry season to kill ticks. 6. The farmer can hand-pick ticks from the animal, more especially from small herds. 7. Pastures should be plowed on a routine basis to bury eggs, larvae, and nymph. Liver fluke. Fasciola hepatica and Fasciola gigantica. This parasite is found in sheep, goats, cattle, and occasionally in men. Diagram of a liver fluke. 9. The liver fluke mainly attacks the liver and sometimes the spleen of domestic animals. It's in hermaphrodite, though cross-fertilization has also been observed. The life cycle of a liver fluke. 1. Eggs are laid in the liver and carried to the alimentary canal. 2. Eggs come out with the feces and are deposited in water. 3. The eggs develop into larvae called miracidium. 4. The miracidium swims in water to find the intermediate host, which is the water snail, the Minia trincatula. 5. While in the water snail, it molts into a sporocyst. 6. The sporocyst ruptures to release a new type of larva called rhodia while in the snail. 7. The rhodia migrates into the digestive gland of the snail, where it grows and produces the cercaria. 8. The cercaria leaves the snail and enters water, where it can swim until it's taken by the animal while drinking water. 9. The cercaria while in the body of the animal can develop into adult flukes, and the cycle continues. Damage caused by the liver fluke in the liver and spleen. 1. It can make tunnels in the liver and spleen, hindering their functions. 2. They can block the bile duct, hence affecting digestion of fats in the animal. Agriculture parasites. 4. 3. Emaciation/loss of weight/loss of condition. 4. The mucous membrane turns yellow. 5. Passing out of watery feces/diarrhea. 6. General weakness of the animal. 7. Coughing and sneezing. 8. Reduction in milk production for lactating animals. 9. Reduced growth rate in young animals. Control of liver fluke. 1. Practice rotation grazing by keeping animals away from swamps, more especially on rainy seasons. 91. 2. Remove the grass and any vegetation from water points where the cercaria can attach itself. 3. Animals should be given water from boreholes or fast-moving water from rivers, with no snails. 4. Spray copper sulfate in the grazing area to kill the water snail. 5. Pastures in swampy places should be burnt during the dry season to kill the snails. 6. Animals should never be grazed in flooded areas that are likely to have snails. 7. Swampy places should be drained so that excess water is removed to discourage water snails. 8. Routine drumming of the animals using drugs like Levofis, Endospec 10%, every after 2 months. 9. As a biological control, farmers can rear ducks which feed on the snails. Worms. Livestock is attacked by internal worms, tapeworm, gapeworms. The most common are the roundworms and tapeworms, which attack cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, and men. Signs and symptoms of internal worm attack in livestock. 1. Rough hair, coat/standing hair. 2. Stunted growth in young animals. 3. Emaciation/loss of weight/loss of condition. 4. Diarrhea. 5. Loss of appetite. 6. Pot belly/extended belly. 7. Worms or segments of the worms or eggs can be seen in feces. 8. Coughing by the animal, which can be occasional. Adaptations of cutworms to their mode of life. 1. Degeneration or loss of unwanted organs and structures like eyes, legs, and ears. 2. They have penetrative devices for gaining entrance into the host and attaching themselves in the gut walls so that they cannot be dislodged. 3. Presence of sucking devices like in the tapeworm, which helps in sucking. Agriculture parasites. 5. 9. Most gut parasites are able to tolerate low levels of oxygen common in their environment. 10. Some are hermaphrodites like the tapeworm, which increases the chance of survival by ensuring fertilization and reproduction. 92. 11. A large surface area has been observed in the tapeworm and liver flukes, which increases diffusion of oxygen and nutrients. 12. The eggs of most of these worms are covered by a thick cuticle, which helps them to resist harsh conditions of the environment before hatching. Roundworm, tapeworm. Scolex, absent, scolex present. Short in length and small, long, and big. Round fla. No segments segmented. No suckers as suckers. Tapering ends has no tapering end. Has no hooks as hooks life. Cycle of a tapeworm. A. Adult tapeworm in the intestines of man lays fertilized eggs. B. Eggs are passed out with feces. C. Eggs develop into oncosphere, which are eaten by grazing pigs or cattle. D. Each oncosphere contains 6 hooked embryo called hexacant. E. The wall surrounding the hexacant is digested in the duodenum to release bladder worms. F. The bladder worms bore through the walls of the intestines and enter blood or lymphatic system. G. They are taken to the voluntary muscles of the tongue and limbs.